What was it like filming with multiple versions of yourself, and how did it look behind the scenes? That's a good question. I often wasn't filming with myself. In fact, I never, ever filmed with myself. And when there was another me, he was a bit of a diva. He was never there. And when the camera wasn't on him, when the camera was on him, he was there. So that's what it was like. How do you make all of those magical hand movements without laughing or making sound effects? It's difficult. The first, I don't find it funny anymore. I find it kind of mortifying. I realized that very cool stuff will manifest ultimately with them. So you just, as you do being a kid in the bedroom, just making stuff up, you just kind of have to believe in it. However, making sound effects is a bigger problem, especially when doing fights. You end up going, some of which is needed, but most of which is not. I'm always happy you can shave it off again. Partly because it makes me less recognizable in public if I don't look like Doctor Strange. He's a vain man. There's a certain amount of time he spends in the morning, which we don't feature in the film because that would be very boring, doing a little trim. And it's just, that's a pain. You don't want to be thinking about that. There's more important things to do in life, like tweet. I mean, comparing notes for sure, just like, you know, trying to help each other. And probably, yeah, you know, my life is complicated enough with the amount of me there is out there in this universe, and in here of me in this universe, to deal with another one would be just exhausting for everybody. So I'm hoping that's never going to happen. Were you excited to explore a darker and even more mystical side of the MCU closer to the tone of Doctor Strange comics with this sequel? Yes. Good question. Yes, I was. Very much so. It just brings him into a slightly more adult space at times, but with, I don't know, quite a lot of childishness and fun and humor as well. Can you describe Multiverse of Madness in 3 words? Epic. 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 Anyone? Anyone? I'll have to think about that. I mean, that's, you know, talk about every possible conceivable reality. That's a pretty hard one to pick one thing out of. A talking dolphin?